Hey, welcome back to Williamsburg Finest. I'm Ricky Sullivan,
And I'm Will Darling.
and today we got co-starring
Lucas Elder.
We'll be talking about the NFL's worst teams from last season and what to expect in this upcoming 2019 season.
So, Will, who would you like to start off with?
Of course, the Arizona Cardinals. They had the worst record in the league last year at 3-13. But they've made some drastic changes. I believe they had the number one overall draft pick in 2018, and they selected Josh Rosen.
Who is now at Miami?
Yeah, they traded away because they had the number one pick again this year, and they selected Kyle Murray from Oklahoma.
Yeah, and they have a very young coaching staff and a lot to build on.
Yes, they just hired Cliff
Kingsbury.
Yes. He's a young coach. A lot of people are trying to get that, Sean McVay feel that the Rams got.
I mean, you couldn't have any worse after the dismal 2018 season.
Yeah,
man.
3-13 ain't good. A winning percentage of .188.
Oof.
So yeah, but the Arizona Cardinals, they have good pieces. Of course they have all-pro cornerback Patrick Peterson, and I believe they have some young defensive line talent. But that front office better make some moves in the next couple years, because stars like Patrick Peterson, they get tired of losing and they don't want to waste their career. What do you think, Lucas?
I have a question. What do you guys think about Kyler Murray? When you look at his stature, he's not a very big guy,
I
but
believe he's 5'9", maybe.
yeah, he's very short.
Sort of like Drew Brees.
Yeah, but
I believe there is a lot of doubt. I have a lot of doubt with Kyler Murray, but Cliff Kingsbury worked with many offensive good quarterbacks, such as Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech.
Yes.
So I believe he will be able to transform Kyler Murray into
In
a
the NFL,
top-notch
yeah.
quarterback.
Yeah, and he got the agility. He has the vision downfield. He has a big arm. We all saw that at Oklahoma.
But
Heisman Trophy winner.
it's gonna be hard for him when he's in the pocket with a lot of these
Bigger man.
yeah these big guys who are 6'5".
He is a boy.
6'5", 300 pounds coming at him and holding their arms up, and I think it's gonna be hard for him. It's gonna be a big change, and I'm interested to see how he performs this year. I think that the Cardinals will do better than they did last season, but I don't know if they'll make the playoffs.
I think the Cardinals should have definitely drafted Dwayne Haskins out of Ohio State.
Well,
No.
All right, well, let's move on to the
Oakland
Oakland Raiders.
Raiders.
Yes. So at a record in 4-12, and last year was their first season with Coach John Gruden. A lot went wrong there last season, in my opinion. They traded away star wide receiver Amari Cooper, who, showed out on the Cowboys. And then
And key defensive lineman.
outside linebacker.
Outside linebacker.
Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
Edge rusher. A lot of head scratchers there last year. Khalil Mack showed why he shouldn't have been traded away when he was on the Bears, and led that top tier defense.
One thing excuse me. I feel like the coaching staff really wasn't 100% there last season, and they need to step it up personally.
Well, John Gruden, he's a great football mind, but he does things his own way, sort of. Even their draft pick this year was questionable. Their new GM, I believe it's Todd McShay. I believe, yes. Yeah. He was a
Mike Mayock.
No, Mike Mayock. Yes. So he's a good football mind too, but I don't know. Who did they draft this year? Does it say?
No.
We're reading. I don't know. Defensive lineman, but it was a head scratcher.
Next on our list is the New York Jets, coming in with 4-12 record, same as the Raiders. I like where the Jets are going. They made a lot of good picks.
Yeah, they did. And they
Linemen
have,
from Alabama, got Le'Veon Bell, Sam Darnold. Got plenty of talent.
They have
on
a
the
great.
team.
I believe they have a great offensive line. I mean, I'm a big Broncos fan, and they torched us last year in the run game. They put up 200 yards rushing against us. So I mean, I know they got the line, and adding Le'Veon Bell is only gonna, bring more fear to the defenses they.
And a new look from new coach Adam Gase.
Oh yeah, Adam Gase. He's a great offensive mind.
Works with quarterbacks a lot.
Do you,
Yeah.
do
Will
you
be
guys
great for
think
Sam
that
Darnold.
Le'Veon Bell will perform how he did, a few years ago?
No doubt.
You think he's gonna go back to
He's
his,
gonna
his
show
old
out.
form?
No doubt. Well, with Le'Veon Bell, you got to remember he has the way he looks at a football game. It's more than just physical skill. He has that patience, that mental strength. When he gets the ball handed off to him, he doesn't just shoot a hole. He reads the defense and makes a decision. So I think that's still going to help him a lot. What do you think, Lucas?
I think it's gonna be difficult for him. He's 27 years old.
Young.
I don't know, because I think that he may have already met his peak. When he was playing for the Steelers, they had arguably one of the best offensive lines in the NFL.
They had
And
Mike Munchak,
And he wasn't...
offensive line coach.
Yeah, and he still wasn't putting up amazing numbers. Granted, they were still good numbers, but with the new Jets offensive line, it's not the best offensive line. It's a mediocre offensive line, and I don't know if he's gonna be able to put up. No, I don't know if he's gonna be able to put up the numbers like he was, especially with And then behind him, he's gonna have a young quarterback with Sam Darnold, and I don't know if the experience is gonna prove to be a factor in his run game. But I think it's gonna be he's gonna get a lot of touches through the ground and the air, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to put up the numbers like he was for the Steelers.
I think he'll make them a playoff contender.
Yeah, me too as well.
Now on to the Buffalo Bills. A little better of a record, 6-10.
Well, first.
No.
No, first.
No, first.
Listen,
Buffalo Bills.
No, there's other teams with worse records here, Ricky.
Who?
We need to get to the 49ers, the Buccaneers, the Giants, the Jaguars.
They're going to be better though this season.
Okay, yes,
They have a lot more tools.
We will get there. But I want to talk about the 49ers. Who'd they sign from the Patriots?
Are you talking about D Ford?
No, quarterback.
Jimmy
Garoppolo.
Yeah.
There was a lot of hype going into that season, and of course,
6-10 record.
I believe 4-12.
Yeah, he went 6-10 though.
Yes, but and then before him tearing he tore his ACL.
Yes, in week 3.
Yeah, so he didn't go 6-10 because he was out in week 3, so he only played 3 games.
Oh, he posted up a 6-10 record in 2017.
I'm confused. How did he only play 3 games, but he had a 6-10 record?
I said in 2017.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry.
Not 2018, dude.
Sorry.
Listen.
Let's continue. So, yeah, I mean, the 49ers,
Yeah.
Mike, who's their head coach? Shanahan. Okay. Jesus. All right, moving on. Let's talk about the...
Hold on. I have a question. Can we talk about the Browns for a second? And I know they're not the worst team. Granted,
They will be a playoff team.
You think?
Yes.
100%.
Added Odell Beckham
100%?
Jr. Great pieces on defense, yeah. They're star-studded. Jarvis Landry's there.
You think that they could make
Make
a
a Super Bowl
deep
run?
Yeah, make a deep run in the playoffs. Do you see it? Granted, this is going to be a complete change for them. I'm interested to see how Odell and Jarvis, even though they did play together at LSU, I'm interested to see how they reconnect and how the team plays with this new star-studded lineup.
Let me put something into your
They did add
perspective.
add a running back, Kareem Hunt. He was a girl beater.
Baker Mayfield did not start until the 6th game of the season, correct?
Sure.
And pretty much transformed the team, right?
Sure.
Okay, what did they start out the season? 0-4.
Yeah.
Ended 7-8, or
Something like
7-8-1.
7-8-1. Yes. They tied with the Steelers, I believe.
One game behind the Baltimore Ravens to make it into the playoffs.
Well, when you look at lineup,
No.
when you're comparing the lineups of
They
the
were third
Browns
in the division.
and the Ravens, in all honesty, the Browns
I think they
has
were one game down.
everybody has this like concept that the Browns still are not a very good team. But when you look at the lineup of the Browns compared to the Ravens, what team is better? The Browns. The Browns.
2 games.
3.
So
What's 2?
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see.
Ravens.
It's really going to be interesting to see how the Browns end up maturing and playing throughout this season. Okay, next team. What's the team that you wanted to talk about?
Let's talk about the New York Giants.
Where
You
do
know,
we start?
yeah. I mean, of course, they traded away Odell Beckham Jr. this offseason, which I did not agree with at all. You don't give up that generational talent with, and they just, drafted, who at a Duke?
Dwayne Haskins.
Nope.
Um.
Who at a Duke?
Oh, the Daniel Jones.
Daniel
right?
Jones. Anyway, they still have Eli, but, I mean, I see Daniel Jones taking
They
over.
do have Dwayne Haskins.
I mean, no, the Redskins have Dwayne Haskins.
Why does it say Dwayne Haskins?
The Redskins have what?
Such as Dwayne Haskins.
The Redskins.
Such as that's your.
The Redskins drafted Dwayne Haskins. The Giants drafted Daniel Jones from
Yes.
Duke.
Anyway, I see Daniel Jones probably taking over at starter this year because I don't think Eli has anything left. And I think
I don't think it's a bad decision what the Giants did. They aren't afraid to take the risk. They got some good newcomers into the Giants, such as one of the best guards in the league. They got Kevin Zeitler, and then for the pass rush help, they got Oliver Vernon, and they also signed Sheldon Richardson.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have a good interior D.
Yeah. I mean, and let's not forget about that running back over there. Saquon.
Oh yeah, Saquon.
Saquon.
The
Woo!
beast. Man, that guy finds holes that even I
He
couldn't
has,
find.
yeah, he has hands that I wish I had. It's like he's out there with Kawhi Leonard hands.
Seriously.
Not really.
The
They're not
big,
that big.
meaty claws.
Yeah, like Doris Burke would say. Imagine staring those in the face. Anyway, let's move on to the Denver Broncos. I'm a huge fan. Of course, these two know. And
Yeah, I mean, you really can't beat the duo of Von Miller and Bradley Chubb.
yeah, our defense, we got the great defense over there. Just our offense,
Do you think new
it's
head coach
struggled.
Vic
Vic
Fangio?
Fangio?
Yeah, we'll get him straight.
Oh, for sure. He's a defensive-minded guy. He led the Bears. He was the Bears' defensive coordinator last year, and he led them to, being the top defense in the league. And I believe he's going to come over and make, like you already talked about, Von Miller and Bradley Chubb,
They really need some work on the cornerbacks.
Cornerbacks, yeah, we're not very deep at that position. We're still working on contract talks with Chris Harris Jr., who I think we need to keep around. He's a big part. He's a leader to that defense. But let's talk about the offensive side of the ball. We hired Mike Munchak, probably the top
Offensive
line coach in the league. He came from the Steelers.
He's a great coach.
And we we gave away Case Keenum. We signed him last year, but he wasn't what we expected, and we had to let him go. But we traded for Joe Flacco, and we.
What do you think about that? Do you think that's
I think it's a good move because, of course, we drafted Drew Lock out of Missouri, and I think he's going to be a good mentor, and Joe Flacco's very